Vigneault, you were getting a little uneasy, eh? I told you I was a man of my word.
That's what I thought until I heard what happened in the casino tonight.
What was that?
Of course, you're totally unaware that a certain gentleman was relieved of a large bankroll as he stood watching the roulette.
Is it possible?
And by a queer coincidence, during those few moments after you had returned to the table.
Well.
My compliments, Pierre Laboste, on an extremely artistic piece of work.
You flatter me.
You promised me faithfully that if I gave you this half hour, you'd not get into mischief.
Yes.
Now, hand over the 10,000 francs you stole.
Stole is an ugly word, my friend.
Come across.
Oh, if you refer to those few miserable francs I borrowed, I made good use of them.
No doubt.
That girl you saw here a little while ago, the poor child was about to destroy herself.
And you saved her, I suppose.
Those 10,000 francs saved her from death.
Nevertheless, you broke your word and stole the money.
I insist it was only borrowed. Here's the girl's IOU to prove it.
Let's have it. Why, this is payable to Frederick Trull, the man you robbed.
Of course, after all, the money was his. It's only fair that he should have the IOU. The girl will never know the difference.
You mean to say you had the effrontery to pass yourself off as the great, the irreproachable Frederick Trull?
Why not? It was a worthy cause, and old Trull will never lose a sou. You give him the note, Vigneault. Tell him those 10,000 francs have done more good tonight than all the millions he ever spent on libraries.
I've always said you're an artist, Pierre. It's a pity you didn't devote your talents to the stage.
Yes, but in that case, I should have spent my life making entertainment for others instead of enjoying myself.
Ah, but the price, my dear Pierre, the price.
Well, the price. One enjoys oneself and one pays. It's the law of life.
Oh, a philosopher, too. My word.
Yes, laugh. It's your warped sense of humor that betrays the policeman.
Well, what about the girl?
She's going back home.
Ah, truly very touching. And was she properly grateful?
Well, I'll tell you how grateful, Vigneault. She begged to go along with me tomorrow. She wanted me to make her my wife.
What? She was willing to marry you?
Is it inconceivable that a woman of intelligence and refinement could spend her life happily with me?
She wanted to go with you.
Well, yes.
But did you tell her your destination?
I said a business trip to a far distant colony.
What? A colony? Oh,
Yes.
my word, what an imagination. What an artist. And what a fancy name for Devil's Island.
Frank Morgan and Rita Johnson, thank you for a swell job. The drama, A Man of His Word, was written by Blanche Firth and Elwood Ullman. And here's Meredith Wilson and his orchestra playing a new song from the Broadway hit Stars in Your Eyes. It's called Terribly Attractive. once again, Ed Sullivan and Water Under the Bridge.
We've taken you into the past of the artists who appear on Good News regularly, and soon we'll tell you about others. But first, I'd like to tell you something interesting about the product that brings you this grand program and these fine people. You probably all know that Maxwell House coffee was first served in the old Maxwell House in Nashville, Tennessee, more than 50 years ago by that master of the art of coffee blending, Joel Cheek. But here's something that perhaps you never heard. The man who is credited with that coffee's famous slogan was a president of the United States. On a trip to Nashville at the climax of a dinner typical of fine old Southern hospitality, he proclaimed this Maxwell House coffee slogan, good to the last drop. How about it, Warren? Isn't that right?
It is, Ed. And by the way, many people say that last drop is the best drop of all. Friends, since his time, millions of people have upheld that judgment. Until today, more people are buying Maxwell House than ever before in the history of this fine coffee. And we believe there's a very good reason. You see, down through the years, Maxwell House has done everything in its power to bring you the finest coffee possible at the lowest possible price. And today, the new Maxwell House is truly a finer coffee than ever before. Not only has the blend been further enriched, but also the new radiant roast process roasts each bean evenly all the way through. You have probably never tasted coffee with so much delicious, fragrant flavor. So if you haven't tried Maxwell House coffee lately, ask your grocer for a pound. You'll see at once how much more delicious, more satisfying coffee can be. Yes, all the family will say it's just grand. They'll agree that Maxwell House really is coffee good to the last drop.